Okay, so the amazing thing is, if you've got someone that just wants a glitter for a night out, they can actually wear the fine on their eyes and they won't feel heavy. So it's good for a more lighter, natural feel. If you've got a client that wants to wear, I'm going more towards their outfit, let's add, we'll add both of them in there. So I'm going to mix, I like mixing my colours. You haven't got to do this, this is an option for you. But I'm going to mix my aquas. This is Sea Spray, which is the more turquoise colour. I'm going to mix a deeper blue and a larger glitter in the pearl white. Because I'm an artist and I'm allowed to. But yeah? That is a good way, yeah. Right, yes, but gloss. After a while, it moves, and it moves a bit too quick. That's why the gel is better. A high gloss, or anything that's got that glossy feel, because it's got oil in it, or it's got greasy texture, all that beautiful eye makeup you've just done will lift it up. When you're doing, if you've got a clear lip gloss and you want to make it glitter, you mix it in first with the lip gloss, then you can apply it onto the lip. But onto the actual eye to create that jelly, you know, that high shine gloss lid, the high gloss would move. Yeah? Onto the actual lid itself, fixing spray will, after a period of time, crack because of the movement of the lid. Onto the brush and then stick it. Did you get an even balance of glitter? Have you done it before? Yeah. The only thing I find with that is for durability, you're using a fixing spray that's meant to be like a form of a cling film over the makeup. You're using it on an area that's constantly moving. So if you're constantly moving with a fixing spray with a brush, I'd actually rather put fixing spray direct on the lid, spray it on from a distance and then put it on, because with a brush you're losing all the consistency of the product itself. And fixing spray, although it's safe to put all over the face, directly onto the eye in an intricate area, because obviously the eyes are moving, if it does go into the eye it will cause irritation, because it's a fixing spray. Does that make sense? So it's not been tested to be directly onto the lid area. What it's been tested for is to be put onto the whole face as a whole from a distance at arm's length. So technically if you do it as a makeup artist, by all means, but what we tell you legally, that we haven't tested it to be so intricate around the eye area. Does that make sense? We try and do things to save the face in a way, because we've complied with so many different laws. We don't want anyone to have a reaction to the product itself. All right, where's the camera? Can you see that from now? Yeah? Yeah, can you see that? Okay, so we've got, where are you? Pastel green, sea spray, and royal blue. Pastel green, sea spray, and royal blue. Yeah? They're the three kind of colours I've gone for. I'm sure you're wondering, and the other one is pearl white, but they are the larger particles within pearl white. Yeah? The reason why I'm using two sizes is because when you're pressing in glitter, there'll always be an area where it's been missed out. So with the large and the fine particles, you're covering the whole spectrum of the lid itself. Yeah? So all I'm going to do is push them together, mix them. If I come down a little bit, it might be easier. I'm going to mix the white in. Now when you mix them, when the light now captures it, she's just not got a flat base colour on there. She has an array of colours that, although her outfit is one colour, it's still got different flexes of aqua and green in there. You can do this with all the red colours that we have. You can do it basically with everything. But what I want to create is like a three-dimensional result. Okay, I always pick up 2 brushes to do this. One for applying the glue and one for applying the glitter. If you put the glitter on with a brush that's got glue on it, you will be finding glue or glitter in that brush for weeks on end. Anything adhesive in a synthetic or natural fibre brush will damage your brush. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this brush here, which is my glue brush, and that's my more expensive brush to apply the glitter. Yeah, because I don't mind if that gets a bit stuck and thinking that will always be my glue brush. Yeah, unless you have a really good remover. I've got hydro, I might be able to get it out. So as I've been speaking, my Lash Adhesive Pro has been settling. I'm going to load my brush up as much as I can. And when you're using any adhesive around the eye, get your model to always keep their eyes closed, otherwise they will stick their lid to the top of it and they get an instant, oh actually it could work if you want an instant eye lift, but they will get stuck, so you have to try and get it off. Glue, any excess I'm get it off my hands. So I'm only pressing the adhesive where I want the glitter to go. I am not putting glitter all over the lid, because I don't want glitter to go all over the lid. I want it to be an accent part of my makeup. Keep your eyes closed for me, yeah? Can you make sure you keep closed?
One thing I have this brushes doubts. You're using so many brushes for eye makeups. What is the usage for this all brushes, ma'am?
Sorry, I didn't. What was that?
You're using very variety brushes for eye makeup, right?
Yeah.
Like for blending, for angling. Can you say once more?
What the list of the brushes? Okay, yeah, I will do. I will explain that in a second. Can you just tell her to keep her eyes closed for me? Can you let the model know to keep her eyes closed for me? No, can you tell her? No, keep them closed. Right. Okay. Okay, even with the multi-gel, I will always keep them closed, just because you see what happened there when she opened. Now her eyes are going to have a bit of a crinkle to it. There's nothing I can do. I can take it off. I'm going to end up wasting your time. But with the multi-gel, I will leave it on there and make sure the eyes are completely closed throughout the whole process of that. I'm going to go over the top now with the same glue, but I'm going to stretch her eye because I want to get rid of those creases as much as I can before. So this wouldn't generally happen, but stretch the eye. If you have a client that does want to lift their eye line up, you can do this technique with the glue and actually get them to open, and it stretches the eye so it gives you more of an open area to work with. I'm not recommending that, but it actually sometimes helps you with more of a placement of the glitter itself. It opens up the eyes a little bit more. Okay, loading up my glitter, but I'm making sure my brush, all the excess of glitter is tapped well off, and I've only got it on one side because I do not want to create too much fall down. Stretch the eye line up and press the glitter in. When you're happy with the placement of glitter, just pull away. And as she moves, the glitter will create like a wet-ish look to it. Because of the different size particles, you create kind of like a beautiful ombre of colour. Going back in with the other side, stretch the eye. And I'm only pressing the glitter where I want it. Yeah. Because the glitter is quite intense, you then start losing the result of the black. So all I'm going to do now is just with the same brush, just intensify that black a little bit more. Because obviously with a highlight and a shadow, you're then going to bring out the glitter. I actually do this look for a lot of my clients for nights out. It's become a beautiful array of a trend to have a beautiful glitter lid or glitter lips. Glitter lips are really popular at the moment. So it's actually really nice that you can just add, especially over the festive season, just to have a little bit of sparkle. Everything looks better when it sparkles. Okay, now what I am going to do is just go into the inner corner of the eyes now with a little bit of glitter. I'm going to use the more pastel green. So this can go right close to the eye because I know it's not going to affect her at all. Look up for me. We should have already a full down of product. Look up. It's because you opened your eyes, it's okay. Just keep looking up. Lovely, and look towards me. That's it, perfect. Look towards me, keep looking towards me. Lovely, and look that way. Okay, perfect, and look up again. Because she opened her eyes, the glue transferred down, but that's not a problem. It's only a latex-based glue. You can lift it off and flick. Actually, I'm quite happy with that. So underneath the eye, the glitter itself has fallen in the right area. So what I'm just doing is just placing a little bit more of an emerald or pastel green. Don't worry about watering, it's fine, I've got tissue here, it's fine. Perfect. Okay. Best way to get glitter off, grab a size brush, quite medium, then we are good to go for lunch. I don't want you guys being starving while we're sitting here. So mascara wise, I don't use mascara, I just go for my HD cream liner in black. In fashion, we generally wouldn't always use lashes, just because for quick changes, you could have about 3 or 4 changes within the show, and the looks will change equally at the same time. By all means, you're more than, I'm going to use lashes this afternoon, so I'll show you a technique with lashes. But cream liner on a basic mascara wand, because obviously with mascaras, what I get frustrated with, close your eyes for me, when you buy a beautiful mascara, it's got a beautiful end to it, but you can never find the wand to match a disposable wand to match your mascara end. So for safe face and for hygiene reasons as well, because mascaras dry out really quick, you can never double dip. So I just do this instead, because I know it's waterproof, I know it's going to last longer. It's so frustrating, you buy a beautiful mascara, it's got a beautiful wand to it, like a big chunky one, but you won't get that result by using one of these. So to save my life and time and effort and money, turn towards me. I'm placing my thumb on the actual eyelid and pulling up the lashes because I don't want mascara to go on to the eye makeup, and I don't use an eyelash curler. I think they're sinister. So what I'm doing is I'm actually curling the lashes over the top of my thumb, and any residue of mascara is going onto my thumb. which means it does not touch the lid. That's the worst thing with mascara, is they open their eyes, their lashes are so long it hits the back of their lid. And the whole point of mascara is to coat the lashes black enough to create definition. I've captured the bottom lashes at the same time as well. And I'm just going to add a little bit of high shine underneath the brows. So it's all shiny on the lid, it's quite matte in the middle corner, and then what I'm going to do is use a product called Glamour Glow. Glamour Glow is a high shine particle only when the light captures it. So when it sits in a palette, it's quite flat, but as soon as you place it onto, I don't know whether you can see, as I've been turning my head left or right, can you see my shine on my cheeks? This is Glamour Glow. It's actually one of my favourite products to work with. So all I'm just going to do is just with this one here is Natural Tan. So this palette from the Glamour Glow range is Elegance. We have a bridal palette as well, especially for Indian bridal. And there's about 8 or 9 palettes which have got a selection of colours, but you can also get these individually, or you can customise. So you can always come into store. I know that you guys don't offer that within your store. Do you, customising palettes? No? Well, if you ever pop into one of our city stores, you can actually customise the palette yourself, or order online the individuals, or you guys can order in the refills for them. As artists, sometimes it's nice to get things in a palette, or sometimes it's nice to customise a palette for yourself. So, just loading up my brush. And underneath the brow bone, where I put the actual brown tone, I'm just going to add a little bit of high shine. And this high shine will only be captured as she moves her eyes. It will not be that intense shine. It'd be more of an ombre lift. I'm going to add a little bit in the inner corners. Okay, I'm going to go through brows. She's got beautiful brows, so she actually doesn't need much to them. So what I am going to do is use a large brush with our eyebrow palette. I'm using the middle colour in between. These are eyebrow powders. They've been made and moulded for wax-based particles, which means that because of the brows have natural wax into them, this will help stop sweating from going through the face. This is a really good product to have. Eyeshadows in the brows will not last 2 seconds in this heat. Anything with wax in it lasts longer. And I'm using this colour, and they actually oxidise quite quickly, and they actually match. I've got this colour on today, so they actually match the skin tone. So you've got a nice little row of colours, and anyone's brows that are really, really black, like really dark, and there's a grey blue undertone, the orange in there, you can colour correct that. Really, really large angled brush. I only use this mainly in the brow area, and the art number is 9814. I'm going to brush up her brows with my thing. Brush them up. Get any excess residue that may be sitting in those brows. The worst thing is you go and do a beautiful eye makeup, and then you have random like powder and stuff like that falling down. Okay, loaded up my brush with product, and because her brows are a great shape, I'm just filling out the areas that need to be done. Extending the edge. Okay, pop that there. The other thing I'm going to do is add, we've got the contouring colour already on the skin. Can you see how she's already got it there? So I don't really need to add any more contour, otherwise you overpower the skin. So what I am going to do with my light dusting brush, any excess powder that's been sitting on there, I'm just going to dust that off. Because remember we left the micro finishing powder on the skin? All I'm doing now is dusting off any excess of the makeup itself. going to add a little bit of blusher. The blush I love using is the one from the Glamour Glow range, which is called Juicy Mood. It's it looks really orange, but actually on this, I've got it on this morning as well. I'm wearing all the stuff. Juicy Mood, because it's got that orange base and a pink undertone to it, the shimmer adapts to most skin tones and it actually looks beautiful on more of the yellow undertone skin. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of this onto my brush. This brush here is a blusher brush and it's 9725. Just loading up my brush. So turn your head that way for me. So blush, I always put between the high and lower point of the contouring area. So usually blush would be apples and then upwards. No dragging down or straight. If you go straight, it becomes... So if you ever look at an image, like especially in a magazine, you'll always see they'll have that beautiful, like contoured blush and it's all blended in. Nothing has a separate purpose to it. The brush number? It's 9725. Okay, going back in with my Juicy Mood. Again, from the middle, I blend towards the apple of the cheek and I work it back up. And it's really mad. The colours that work best with blues are pinks, but pinks are from the same, they're from the same undertone as a blue. Orange works amazing with blue. So if anyone's got a blue eye or want to make or wear contact lenses that have a blue to them, if you place a orange eyeshadow, you actually make their eyes stand out a little bit more blue. I'm just going to go back in now with my highlight colour. Just going to dust off the excess. I don't want it to be two-tone colour. So natural tan from the Glamour Glow range, just on top of the higher points, just to enhance it a little bit more, just to make sure that everything is well blended. Turn your head towards me. And I'm actually just going to dust Glamour Glow. Glamour Glow is called. It's basically a highlighter. It's a glowing range, but because of the particles are so micro fine, when you're on screen, it actually just looks like a highlight, natural highlight. But to the eye, it looks like a beautiful high shined look. But for the climate, you can't use anything wet. And I would have shown you a couple of high shine products that we've got that you can apply on, and they're like a jelly formula, but they're not going to last. You can't put anything wet on top of the skin and think it's going to last in the heat. That doesn't happen. So we have formulas and products that actually powder that give the illusion of wetness or wet look or dewiness, yeah? Okay, look up for me. I'm just going to light dust underneath the eye as well. And this is for TV purposes, not for day-to-day consumer purposes, because it actually helps the light bounce and lift the eye makeup up so it comes towards the screen itself. Making sure I balance. I love that blusher with the blue. Lips wise, I'm going to go matte. Let's do matte lips. So I'm going to go for the lip stain, and the lip stain colour I'm going to go for is blues. So it's a beautiful peach undertone colour, yeah? But obviously, on different skin tones, this will go light and it will go dark. So it determines what lip liner you put underneath. Any lip liner you put underneath will actually change the way the colour sits, yeah? Because if I put this on my lips straight away without a lip liner, it actually looks a bit too powdery and white. So a lip liner adds that kind of definition to it. So, when picking a lip liner out, I'm going to go for something that's on a similar tone to that. You could go brown. Brown would work because brown's got that more warm undertone. Actually, I'm going to go brown. Let's go brown. Face liners from our range. These are amazing. They come in probably about 30, maybe 40 colours. But they're face liners, which means they're not just for the face. They're for the eyebrows. They're for the eyes. They've been tested around the lips. They've been tested on the body, which means that they've been tested in all the cosmetic laws of the industry. Yeah? So the good thing is you know that you're not going to cause anyone an irritation of the skin. Doing lips, I always put my finger as a guidance. So, face liner, I'm going to colour in the lips. This number that I'm using, I actually really like this. This is number 24. So it's a beautiful brown tone to it. And when I'm placing my finger, keep your mouth closed for me, I actually use it as my guidance. And also a little artist trick. I'm letting all my tips and tricks out right now. If I push my finger on there, it brings the blood up to the lip itself. What that does is plumps the lips, which means I can actually create a fuller lip without someone having injection fillers and Botox. So, I get my finger, I press it just on her lip line area. You see how her lips come out to me? Which means I'm not getting in there all nice and close, like I'm gonna kiss her. I'm actually standing back and I can see physically with my eye line where I'm going. That's another thing, personal space. We actually have an artist that we work a lot with, and her personal space, she is like this. And we're like, sit back a little bit. Her eyes are going squared and everything. So sit back, put your finger there nice and gently as a guidance, and I do feathering motions to blend that lip. Feathering motions. And I'm completely covering the lip. Worst thing is, the next product that I'm going to use is very long lasting, but you do not want it to gradually disappear after a while and you'll be left with a line on the lips. Turn the head slightly towards me. I press my finger, lip comes out towards me. I have so much more control. The other thing as well is when you are doing a fashion show, lips are usually the last thing because the model is eating and drinking throughout the whole duration of setup. You're usually backstage trying to create this. You've got to be able to do a clean, crisp lip within less than 2 minutes. I've actually had to do in it's called blues. Blues, as in singing the blues. All our lip stain colours have been named after songs. You've got salsa, blues, this is rock that I'm wearing today. So this one is called blues. So, loading up my brush as much as I can. I'm just going to do a wash of colour in the middle. And with the edge of my brush, I'm going to blend out the edges. So, put the colour in where I need it. Lip stain needs to be padded into the lip. It cannot be overly blended or rubbed because it needs to set. When the air gets to it, it starts to set straight away. So if you're constantly rubbing it, you're going to lift up, and that's where all the dry cracking of the lip happens. So all I do is press it where I need it, and with the edge towards the lip line, blend the edges out. Yeah, I'm going to do an ombre lip for you guys. You all know what an ombre lip is? Yeah? Good. The school I did yesterday didn't know, and they looked at me like I was crazy. So I'm not taking it too far out, because obviously I want to give her a fuller lip, but without adding too much product. Tilt your head slightly up for me. Perfect. Lovely. So, the good thing is with this brush is you can really angle yourself to create that beautiful rounded lip. Is it tickling? Yeah, sorry. Right, let's pat it. If that does happen, get your model to open their mouth up. Open up for me. Open up. That's it, perfect. Get your little finger, make sure it's clean, and just do this. What that does is pushes the colour where needed. We're very lucky that we have, as makeup artists, we already have brushes on our body. These are amazing tools, and I do have a lot, especially a lot of my my Arab clients, they do not have hands-on faces, and I understand that completely. But when I'm working and if I can get away with it, I can actually create a beautiful look just with my fingers. Lift your head just slightly up for me, let's just get in that corner. Yeah. You see how her lips look, you know, blended and fuller? Yeah, saves you a lot of money on fillers. Okay, and then with fashion, I will not fix spray. Why? Because we have to take it off. And if you fix spray, you're going to make your life harder. If I was going to go for a fix spray and it was expected to, like I, for instance, on a night out, the main one I always go for is this one here. This is our Kryolan fixing spray. Yes, I know it's a large canister and it isn't an aero spray, but this is amazing. When it comes down to, if you're like me and I'm only 5 foot, whenever I kiss someone hello without foul, I will leave their face, my face, in their shirt. Always. And it don't matter whether, and that's because I always forget to fix. And to be fair, when I'm traveling, I can't take this large canister. I get the smaller version of it. But this just works. And what it does is it adds cling film. That's why I said to you guys earlier, adding that film texture onto the eye could sometimes lift it up. So that's what you want to have a go though. Maybe we'll try it a little bit later. We'll see how it looks. We'll play around with the products later and see how it sits on the eye. But yeah, so this is amazing. I always do 3 sprays, 3 for luck, and it's always at arm's length, which means I'm capturing all of them. If you go closer, anyone that does have a little bit of hair like me on the face, it will grab the hair. So you will end up seeing the fixing spray on the hair. Yeah, we don't want to highlight the hair if you're not lucky like me that hasn't got it removed yet. So yeah, arm's length away, overspray the lips, the face, do the neck area. If you've got guys that are wearing white shirts and you've actually done their makeup, please put this on top. This stops it from going onto a white shirt and it stops it from going onto clothing completely. Yeah, this doesn't make it waterproof. It's not there for waterproofing, it's there for fixing, and it's cling film basically for the face. Yeah, and that is it, guys. Let me take the cape off. I know I've kept you a little bit longer than we should have. But so you can understand the strength of the makeup itself, to go with the outfit, stand up for me. There we go. So you can see the difference of why, because when she's sitting there with black on her, it looks a bit all intense. But when you're kind of adding colour to it, you want the outfit to blend in. Yeah? As an artist does, but I'm always expected to do the outfit. And I'm very lucky that I live in London. I live in a community where it's quite an Indian-based community, and I've got friends of mine that teach me to do how to put a sari on. Because obviously I am an English girl, well, I'm Greek, but that's expected to go, I say that now and I'm like, not doing it right. Yeah, I'm expected to do all the kind of outfits and get everyone ready and everything. And when they kind of asked you to put your bindies on and stuff like that, I didn't know where they went. I knew that they go in the middle, but I didn't realise there was so much to it. So I'm quite lucky over the years that I've got family and friends that have taught me how to do certain looks. I haven't mastered Mendi yet. That's one thing someone here might be able to teach me. So yeah, always expected to do the outfit. I'm there with safety pins, double-sided tape, and I'm usually always getting them ready. That's the one thing I always do as a makeup artist. I don't just stay there and just do the makeup. I'm there until everything is finally done. I'm even putting shoes, like getting underneath dresses, putting shoes on. And yeah, I think it's nice. I think it's nice. And even bodies, especially, I've got a lot of clients that do have pigmentation on the bodies. Cosmetic camouflage, that's another thing that you may want to really specialise in, because if you do that correctly, that can last up to 72 hours. So you actually use the Dermacolor range in the right system, you cover it, and then she can have it for the next 3 days of ceremony. Even if she's going to get bathed by the family, as long as there's no friction, the makeup will not come off for 72 hours. Yeah, so that's the whole process of being it, and the best experience you give your client, the best she's going to explain to everyone else how amazing you are. And and how well you did. There we go. And that is your first half demo. Sorry it's taken a little bit too long. So what we're going to do now is, that's going to frustrate me, let me do it, let me get it properly. So what we're going to do now is break for lunch, and then we're going to come back this afternoon and I'm going to do another demo for you. But if you have any questions or doubts about anything within the industry and you don't want to ask in front of a crowd, please come and see me personally, and I will try and do as much as I can to get the best out of this afternoon. Yeah? Perfect, you're welcome. If you want to come up and take some pictures, by all means, is that okay? Do you take pictures? Adhesive that we have, because it's so gentle, it actually moves with the shape of the eye, which means that your clientele or your customer does not feel like they've got heavy, dense glue around the eye area. It can be really, really harsh, and I've had it done before. If you use a glue that's really thick, that it actually feels so heavy, it makes you want to go to sleep because it's like full weights onto the eyes. Where Kryolan's ones, you can actually get away with doubling up them and they still don't feel as heavy. And it's always about the glue and the lash that you're using. Okay, while the glue's settling, I'm going to quickly do the brows. And I'm actually going to use, this brush that's got a little bit of black on it, only because I want to add a little bit of depth at the end. So I'm going to mix this colour, which is like the medium brown, and the grey. So I want to add a little bit more depth to my brows itself. Load up my brush, and then I'm running out of brushes. Turn towards me. Brush up the brows. Usually their brows are perfect. They're well blended. If you do need to add hair strokes in, you can with a pencil. I always use face liner because of the wax particles in them. But I'm just going to use a powder this time round. I'm going to go from A, the beginning of the brow, pull it down towards the B, this is the B part, and lifting the towel outwards. Yeah? And then I'm going to do the top. So I'm just, any excess that I've got sitting on my brush, I'm going to blend out the top. You can go really, really strong with the brows, but sometimes it will overpower that beautiful makeup you've just tried to achieve. I'm going to elongate that end as well, because I feel like her brows can come up rather than pointing down. So, let's do this end. So eyebrows, if they're not been placed on correctly, can actually really affect the way your eye makeup looks. Now, if you look, I'm just going to dust, we had a little bit of fall down. If you look at my lovely model's brows, see how all my makeup's going up? Yeah, but our eyebrows are naturally coming down. Don't worry. If you grab a little bit of your derma colour, obviously it's a colour correcting colour, so I'm going to go a little bit lighter. Yeah? With a very, very small fine brush, and I'm going to get a little soft blending brush at the same time. Derma colour. You know when you see other makeup artists, they do concealer around the brow, they lift it up. Yeah? Derma colour, obviously because it's a colour correcting product, or a camouflage system. Look towards me. The hairs that I want to get rid of, I'm just going to get my derma colour and I'm going to sweep up that brow. Can you see that? Yeah? So the brow that I don't want, rather than me taking away hair, because she's still going to be that normal person after the wedding, I'm just going to lift that hair that I don't want off. You can go in with orange if need be. I'm not going to start doing the correcting side of the orange. You can clean up your eye makeup as well this way. So if you went over a little bit, you can clean it up. So I'm just taking off the towel. I actually block out eyebrows with my my brides as well. So if their brows are really, really bushy and need trimming, instead of actually going through the lengths of taking off their hairs, I will actually block their eyebrows out halfway. And when I mean blocking out eyebrows, I mean full glue, conceal, and get rid of the area that's not needed. We ain't going to that length, but it does look fabulous. So can you see I'm just taking off the tail of her brow? Yeah? While I'm there, a few little random little hairs I want to get rid of. And this technique is amazing for someone who has not much eyelid available. So if they've not got much eyelid there, and you think, oh my God, where am I going to put this? You can really create that effect by just lifting up just a slight bit of the tail of the brow. I'm going to set this powder, because I don't want to add too much bulk to it, with our dual finish powder. Now this can be used wet and dry, and that's why it's called dual finish. And it can be used as a foundation powder, or it can also be used as a foundation liquid. And what I do is I would mix it in with my makeup blend, scrape it out into to the actual mirror, mix it together, and you'll get a beautiful sheer coverage foundation out of just a palette. Yeah, so it's called the Dual Finish powder. This palette's called F4. And all I'm doing is just going over...
My palette name is Dual Finish number F4.
And
Dual Finish F4.
And I'm just pressing over the top of where I don't want that brow there. Can you see that? Okay, let's dust off the excess. And now I'm going to elongate the eye. I'm going to use a pencil this time round, and I'm going to use the face liner pencil. I'm going to use it in brown. Yeah. And what I'll do is I'll grab my brow brush that I used, and I'm going to use the pencil. So I'm going to draw hair strokes in. I'm not just going to draw a straight line. Turn towards me. So going from the top, not the bottom, because we don't want to add depth from the bottom. We want to add it from the top. Hair strokes. Downwards movement. And I'm going to look to where I can take the brow as far as I possibly can. And elongate that tail with my brush. I'm going to blend it so it's nice and smooth. And look that way a little bit. I'm going to just draw a couple of little hair strokes through the brow as well, and a couple of little hair strokes down into the brow. And I'm going to blend it out. You all right? Yeah? Or we can take that a little bit longer actually. Okay, and then that way, see where you can take it lengthwise, come to the top, and pull the brow down. Okay, now that's done, let's go in with our lash. I may have left them a little bit too long, but okay. I left it a little bit too long, so it's dehydrated a little bit. Okay. Could you hold that for me, that lash? Thank you. Perfect. So, if you can look down for me, if it gets so comfortable, please let me know. So I'm getting my lovely model to look down. Oh. And then I'm placing it in the middle of where I want it. And I'm stretching the lash out. And even if you have to, you can really lift up the edges. I'm bringing it into the inner corners. And close for me. And before my glue dries, I'm going to do this. Keep pushing up your lash, because before the glue dries, you can play with it. Once the glue dries, it ain't, the lashes are not budging. Lovely. Keep your eyes closed for me. Okay. Now open up your eyes and look down. Lovely, thank you. Middle, look down. Look down, there we go. Place it into middle where needed. And then stretch the eyeline out. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue just on the edge of that corner. Just with a corner of my brush. Okay. Close your eyes for me. I'm going to have to stay with this lash now and let it kind of settle, because the ends are dried a little bit too quick. But all I'm going to do is just keep pushing it up. You can, if you don't want to go in with your fingers, if you grab the edge of one of the brushes, you can actually lift the brush up and place it into place with your actual, you can use tweezers, but as long as the tweezers are like flat based and flat edges. Okay. Lovely. Open. Open your eyes, look up. And look down. All right, now the lashes are on. I'm now going to go over the top with my cream liner. My cream liner's gone a little bit dry, but never worry. A little bit of makeup blend, if that happens, and it'll just bring it back to life. Yeah? I'm now going to connect the dots so there is no visible edge of the lash. Close for me. Lift up the eye, and I can now come into the inner corner. How are we feeling, everyone? We all right? Are you still with me? Not falling asleep? It's really warm in here. Is anyone else really warm? Or is it because I'm on stage? And then this, you get to perfect your line itself. So you get to kind of work with that. Okay. Final stages. I'm going to dust the powder off the face. So that, remember we left it baking. For all that time. Now my lashes are on and the eyes are done. I'm going to add a little product that is amazing. It's called Glamour Sparks. Has anyone used these before? No? Let's go. What colour should we go for? So Glamour Sparks come in about 6 to 8. I think there's about 8 colours now. So we've got 8 different colours, and to the eye, they actually look white. Let's go. Noble, where are you? There we go. So they come in all different colours. So they come in like aqua, white, you've got golden, blue, purple, red, and they've all got sparks at the end of them. Reason being is when you look at it in a palette, when you look at it in its containers, pure white. But if I actually get it out and put it onto the back of my hand, this one, this is golden, has a golden glitter base underneath it. Now the reason why we use these is because they're self-adhesive. So you do not need glue to apply it onto the eye. I'm actually probably going to go golden. I was going to go for Noble. Noble has all the flexes of the rainbow in them, which is the one that I always tend to go for. I'm going to go for golden because she's wearing gold. And all I'm going to do close for me. Oh, I left this lash way too long. Lift. I'm going to lift it. Close your eyes. Just in the lightest part of the eye. Now, underneath the light, this won't just look like a glitter, it will just look like a highlight. So you know that beautiful high shine highlight that you can see on the lid? This is exactly what product it is. So all you would do is put it into the inner corner of the eye, mainly on the mobile part of the lid. Open your eyes for me and look up. I'm going to place it in the inner corner, the area that I didn't put no product on at all. Why? Because the inner corner adds light. And with a clean brush, look up for me, I'm going to lift off those edges. Just going to stick down, look down for me. I actually can't find, I need I did have tweezers just now, but I can't actually find them under there. Okay. I just have a little bit of the lash that's just lifted, but it's only because I left the glue for too long. And it dried a little bit. You right? Close for me. Okay, I'm just going to go underneath with the eye with, you right for time? It's time. Okay, 15 minutes. Perfect, I'm done now anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go with the lighter colour in the Derma colour range, which was at D19. I'm just mixing it in with a little bit of, oh, I'm losing my train of thought now. Makeup blend. Look up for me. And I'm just bringing back the lightness underneath the eye. There we go. I'm just taking out the colour of the lip because I'm going to come in with a product called Lip Stain. Oh, there we go. So Lip Stain is the product that I've had on my lips since this morning. It is the product that I used at the last demo. This is Rock. And it's your classic red. Let's go for an angled liner brush. Yeah, so this is your classic red, and my lips are still on, right? They on? My lips are off. I've got lipstick on. Oh, you have? I think I just threw lipstick on. So this has been on since about 7:30 this morning. So, and it's still on, and I've been eating and drinking and being merry, as always. So the durability of it is very long. And a lip liner wise, you don't actually need to use a lip liner with this. You can get a beautiful, intricate line without overpowering. And this is like your classic red colour. If you wanted to change the red and make it a bit deeper, you can probably go in with a deeper lip liner and then it will adapt and change. I'm not going to bother doing that. So coming up to the lips, I'm going to get that colour on. I'm doing it with an angled brush because I can actually turn your head towards me a little bit. There we go. You can always use a primer on the lip for fine lines, but if you stretch the lip, then let it go, you'll actually fill in the cracks, yeah? So clients of mine that do smoke, that do have cracks in their lips, if I stretch their lip, apply the lip liner on, what the lip liner does is stops it from cracking and then bleeding into the rest of the lines, yeah? So that's why a lip liner is really good, and you could always go over the lips with a lip liner after you've applied it, because lipsticks don't generally have wax in them. They usually have, open your mouth up, there we go. They usually have conditioning agents to it, whereas a lip liner has been made to line the lips for durability. Yeah, just slightly, there we go. So I'm just pulling the head back so I can get right into the inner corner of the lips. And then I'm drawing the line where I need to. Yeah. And I'm recreating that bow. You know that Cupid's bow look? So the strength of the bow actually is actually quite beautifying when you've got it there, because it actually makes the lips look lovely and fuller. But don't do the bow where the actual Cupid is not. I keep seeing this a lot, where they'll create a bow really separate and it's like the lips have gone up quite odd shaped. I can see that my lovely model has a Cupid's bow, so I'm just enhancing what she's already got. Turn your head towards me. And if you find that you haven't got anything that's a long wear lipstick, you can actually make a lipstick last longer with a translucent powder or an eyeshadow. So if you press the lipstick on and then put an eyeshadow on top in the same or similar colour or orange, if you put it on top of a red, it'll actually change it and set it into like an orange base red rather than a blue base red. But I always use just translucent powder and press it in, and it kind of absorbs and then sets the lipstick so it lasts longer. Tilt your head just slightly back for me and open up your mouth a little bit wider. A little bit wider. No, wider like this. Look at me. Perfect. Stretch the lip. Because then you can get really close. And turn your head towards me. Keep stretching the lip. And I'm just going over it now to add strength. And I'm going to come to the front, make sure we're nice and balanced. Yeah. Could go a little bit more over here. Okay, last and not least, rock. Rock, as in like rocking, R-O-C-K, and it's lip stain in rock. Oh yeah? Not the rock, because the rock is from a lip stain, so it's a different lipstick in total. This is a complete matte, like a velvet matte finish. The normal lipsticks, whether it's like a classic or a fashion lipstick will have a semi-matte finish to them. So they'll be like a satin. So it wouldn't be in a palette, it would be in, only lip stain comes in the tubes. Yeah, so this is, and because they come in like array of colours, so we've got all like the purples, the plums, and everything here. It's just always easier like to have them like that because of what they are. They need to come in a tube because they're like a velvet matte finish. Okay. Is it gloss? Is it the gloss palette? Is what one? That one? Okay, if you're finding it's not lasting, like I just mentioned, putting translucent powder over the top of it, that will set the full line. Yeah, so if you put translucent and you dust it, it will completely keep the lips matte on all day, and it makes it last longer. Or lip line the lips. Put lip liner all over. Yeah. What after the?
Yes, it's like layer by layer. One more layer of should be top of the lipstick.
With on top of the lipstick, you can do, but make sure you're stretching the lips because sometimes it can cake. So if you're applying too much powder and you don't dust it off, and you go and put some more lipstick on, it'll start to bulk in areas. So put the powder on, light dusting. You can even do it for a tissue as well. You can dust it over the tissue, and then you would put more a layer of lipstick on top, and that would be like putting like a glue underneath to box it in. Okay, I'm now going to add a little bit of bronzer, and I'm going to use the deepest, darkest tone within our Glamour Glow range. It's called Bronze in Summer, and this is really nice for more of a deeper undertone. It's kind of got a mix of warm and cool tones in there. So I'm going to grab a little bit of my bronzer, and I'm just going to bring it into where the socket area is. Turn your head that way. Yeah. So it adds that beautiful array of glow, but nothing too overpowering. I would contour, but it is sitting underneath. Now, if you add more brown contour to it, then it's going to be a little bit overpowering. So remember I said to you about powdered contour? So this is beautiful for contouring the skin with a powder, and it adds, when your lovely bride is sitting in the chair and you know the light's hitting her from all angles and she's moving her head, she just looks, you know, high shine, highlighted but glamorous at the same time. And then blush wise, I'm going to go towards our blusher palette. This is our blusher palette from the Kryland City store in Chennai. You're going to hate me because I'm going to drop them. So it has a beautiful selection of colours in here. So you've got your peaches, your pinks, your reds, your more shading colours in there. But it's a 15 colour palette. So because it's got an array of colours in there, you have never got to think about what blusher am I going to put on this client, what blusher am I going to put on that client. It's all there, ready for you. And you can mix and match with these blushers. And they're really nice to use, to be honest. And these are really nice adding in to mix. So if that's a little dark, you put the lighter in, then you're mixing your lighter and your deeper together. So because she's got red on her lip, I'm going to go more for like a bronzy copper blusher rather than going for pink. If you go for something more pink or red, you can actually change the way the makeup looks itself. So I'm going to go for this colour here. This colour that I'm going to use is 075. These are available individually as well. But this has been customised for the Kryland store. Look at me and smile for me. Big cheese. There we go. So I'm going to aim for the apple and work my way up. And I'm using the same brush because I want everything to blend in together. Apple and work it upwards. And then last but not least, I'm going to do a light dusting of the Glamour Glow. And I'm going to have that one. So this is Bronzing Aegis, which is this colour here, which is that beautiful gold tone to it. This palette is called Bridal. This is from the Indian bridal range that we've customised, and it works amazing. So I use that colour as my bronzing colour. I'm now using the colour just above it. And I'm going to use a large found brush, turn your head towards me, and I'm just going to dust the highlight underneath the eye on the higher points of the skin, and again on the other side. I'm just going to add a little bit of pink in there as well to line it up. So I'm adding the pinker shade just on the outer part of the highlight, and the bronzing shade is on the inner part. And just a little bit down the nose and on the chin area. Close your eyes for me. I'm just going to dust. We've got a little bit of fall down of glitter. No problem. Look up for me. Okay. Can we get her jewellery on, please? Is she in the room? The jewellery. These are my little stash. Is that actually through your nose? No, okay. In the UK, they are very, very expensive. Is that right? Or lower? Is it lower?
No, it's a correct.
Yeah? So this is your natural Indian HD bridal look. So on the camera, can you see how it just looks exactly the same as what you're seeing? Yeah? Perfect. You can go stronger. I'm going to let you stand down. We just want to see what's on the camera. So guys, please feel free to come up and have a look. If you want to take a picture, by all means. And then we've got about 5 minutes left for a couple of more questions and answers. So yeah.